This programme is sponsored by Ava Media. Brilliant quality for a great price.
Hands are off. Here we go.
It's the Thursday team's press conference ahead of the Argentine Grand Prix, the third ever race of IFMC. With us is 6 team bosses, so let's go introduce them. Starting off on the bottom row then. On the left, we have James Willows, team boss of Scuderia Racing. In the middle, we have George Rote, team boss of George Rote Motorsport. And on the right, we have Robert Ionescu, team boss of Eldorado F1 team. Now,
Eldorado Racing, I told you.
Oh, never mind then.
Anyway.
Okay. Now going on to the top row. On the left, we have Oliver Glazebrook, team boss of Etihad Racing. In the middle, we have Matthew Orange, team boss of Orange Racing. And on the right, we have Robert Hunter, team boss of Thomas Cook Sport. So we'll start off then with Robert Hunter. So Robert, you come off of Brazil with a 1-2, and now you lead both championships. But do you think that might be just a one-off, or do you think Etihad will be challenging in Argentina?
Probably is a one-off.
This is honest.
Right.
Bob, stop trying to be funny.
I'm not trying to be funny, I'm telling the truth. It's not a one-off.
Say more.
Okay, it's not going to be a one-off because the Etihads are still quicker than us. There's going to be a massive fuss of how, I've won a race, yes, that's good. Etihads are still the quicker team.
Bob is giving me an
Brilliant.
You know it's bad when it's worse than James Willows at interviews.
Okay, so now we'll move on to Oliver Glenn.
We'll get more words from me.
Brazil, I'm guessing, is probably going to be one of those weekends you want to forget with both teams out on the spot. But do you think that Argentina is going to be redemption for you?
We won't be forgetting it. I mean, we can't forget it. I mean, we have to learn from the mistakes. We have to get plasters to patch up the water leak and have a couple of words with BMW. I mean, it's not acceptable. We've got the best package. Matt, please, this is my time. You have your own time. The specialism is just, first.
And avoid Broja next time, okay?
This is just not good enough. So yeah, we've got overall the best package on the grid. It's not being arrogance or cocky. It's just facts and figures. We have got the best package and the best reliability. And somehow with both cars, we've had issues. One was an engine failure or transmission. The other was a water leak. It's not good enough. We had a great opportunity there. We slotted ourselves into first place after getting past Hamilton and starting 6th. Obviously, positives we can look at it is the fact that Alonso did start in 6th and get himself into 2nd very early on. Argentina, we just hopefully our reliability will be a lot higher. But we'll go into it with the same mentality we've had in every practice session and every race so far, is that we will be aiming to hit that top spot with Fernando Alonso, and hopefully Valtteri Bottas can do one up on the Thomas Cooks. It's swings and roundabouts. We knew he was eventually going to have a reliability issue. It's just unfortunate for us it's come so early on in the season.
Okay, so now we'll move on then to Matthew Orange. So, at the end of this weekend, you come out of what I should say from a lot of people, a very good battle with the Eldorados and Duran. So, this weekend, are you hoping that you'll get above them this weekend after just missing out on that 4th place with Rosberg?
Well, I hope to be sort of near around there as well. It was a great fight with the Eldorados and Rosberg. You didn't know which way it was going to fall. But yeah, Rosberg has been performing very well these last 2 races. I'm very happy with the performance that he's been putting in. I think he was 4th in the first race and 6th in the second, which shows a bit of consistency. And with Montoya, he's been unlucky. The fact that he was 14th on the grid in the first race shows that he didn't have a particularly great race to start off with. And then in 21st, and the reliability's just been letting him down. So if we solve the reliability problems, then we're hoping for a double points finish, maybe car in the top 5.
Okay, now we'll move on then to James, I think. Okay, so James, you've come out of 2 races with both races having a double retirement, and you're still pointless. Are you hoping that this weekend you will hopefully get some points on the board?
Hopefully. But we're probably going to break down again, so. No.
James.
Well, I'm feeling not confident. I'm not confident because every time I put an upgrade on, we just not improving. So you'll have to take so much time to get this engine to not break down or have any problem with tyres
Okay.
or suspension.
Okay, so we'll move on then
That's an awful answer.
moving on then to George. So, George, you are another team that's having a little bit of reliability, whereas with Ricardo having a retirement in the first 2 races. But Max got the 11th place in Brazil, so you're hoping that both cars then finish Argentina?
I'm hoping so. Obviously, with the upgrade that we have coming, I'm hoping that can solve more of my reliability problems. Because to be honest, after I saw Verstappen having 2 failures in practice 1, I was just thinking, oh my god, it's just going to go badly wrong. But I knew both cars wouldn't finish the race, but I just hope one of them did. And Verstappen, despite having a mechanical problem at the start of the race, he still fortunately managed to finish. So I was really relieved and satisfied with that.
Okay, so what then is the aim for you then? Is it another top 10 finish or maybe some points?
I'm hoping a top 10 finish. Again, with the upgrade, hopefully should pick up the pace of our car a little bit, and hopefully there won't be many more reliability problems. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, Robert, we're going to you.
All right.
You come off of Brazil with a brilliant race, 4th and 5th,
True.
Massa 4th, Perez 5th. Keeping back Rosberg and Duran for a very long time. You must have been happy with Brazil.
Yes, absolutely. That was an amazing battle. Even when I started to watch it, I knew it was I was hoping for the best, and it happened. We were very lucky with the Etihads and with Vettel retiring up in front, and so we got an opportunity, and we did our best, and we managed to seize it. I don't know whether we'll be getting another opportunity in the future, and only is to grab them.
Okay, so really then, are you hoping for the same thing in Argentina?
I don't think we're gonna be able to hit P4 and P5 again, because I don't really expect the Etihads to be in trouble again. But so I just think that the double points finish is alright.
Okay.
With some luck, a top 5 finish perhaps. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, so I've already asked this question to 4 people in this chat in the GP2 press conference, so I'm not going to ask them this question again. So it will only be to the 2 Roberts then. So I'll start off with Robert Hunter. So basically, what I'm going to ask, what do you make of the Buenos Aires track? Robert Hunter.
Well, the track, like I said about Brazil, it's got some high-speed corners, it's got some low-speed corners,
Bob,
it's got
you're
some
not
medium-speed
funny.
corners,
not
and it's
funny.
got some straights.
So,
I'm saying that as it is.
okay, the other Robert?
Well, as far as I know, it has a lot of corners and pretty long straights. I think it's gonna be It's an interesting track, yeah.
Okay, so now I am going to ask this question to all of you now. Do you think that because a lot of you are not familiar with this track, Argentina, are you hoping that the results will not turn, even if it's a new track for the drivers? I'll start off with Ole.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Are you hoping that because this is a new track and not many people are familiar with this, that the results will not change?
I mean, yes, it's uncharted territory. It's a track that hasn't been on the grid for a long time. The drivers will have to learn the track, but I believe in our ability and I believe in the quality we have. So, as long as the result is similar to the first race weekend or the second race weekend, we'd be happy. There's a lot that can be taken. I think it's the fact it's an unknown milestone in the season. I think it will be interesting. But if we look at past Formula Ones in recent years, I mean, when Russia was a new track, that was made a big deal. But at the end of the day, quality and the car doesn't change. It's not like we're going back in time and have poor cars or anything like this. It's going to be hopefully a similar performance from us.
Okay, Matthew.
Well, yeah, like Ollie said, because it's a new track, we're just going to see how it goes. I mean, in practice, when we have the practice session, I've told my drivers not to go flat out, but just to learn the track, know the best lines for it, and then hopefully by qualifying in the race, they can put in a good performance.
Okay, Robert Hunter.
Well, I think because it's a new track, like Ollie said and Matt said, pretty much it's a step into the unknown. However, it'll probably be the same order as what it's been in every single race, because sometimes it might be a new track, but sometimes the performances won't. The performances of the car hasn't changed. The Etiads aren't going to suddenly lose 5 seconds, are they?
Okay, James.
Repeat question.
Do you think that even if it's a new track, you think your drivers are not the performance of your drivers is not going to change?
Not really a new track, is it? It's just old track. It's just been put onto this Canada. It's going to be definitely because all the drivers. It is a step into the unknown, but at the end of the day, they would have learnt it in the simulators or whatever they use to learn the track. So they will be already used to the track because they would have used it in simulators. Drivers.
Okay, George.
Personally, I don't think there'll be too much change. Yes, it is stepping on a new track, but I don't think there'll be too much change in the order because, again, I think the drivers will be able to learn the track probably fairly quickly. So I imagine the order will probably roughly stay the same.
Okay, and Robert Ionescu.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't really think that it'll matter because we don't really know what the real order is. There's always new teams coming with new upgrades, and it all depends on how good the drivers learn the track. But I'm sure that all will learn it, and it'll eventually be meaningless, and it's only gonna be down to the upgrades.
Okay, and one more question to all of you then. So I think some of you might have already practically said this already, but I might just repeat the question again. So what is your aim for the weekend? I'll start off in the same order. Oliver.
We have to fight back instantaneously from last weekend's performance. You know, it has to be nothing less than 1-3. Has to be 1-3 minimum. That's where we have to. Anything lower than that, and we will be bitterly disappointed because we cannot have such a big error happen in the previous weekend, and for us to not improve upon that and show what we're made of. You know, we just want to have just the same sort of performance as Australia. I mean, if there's reliability issues, you know, if we get a bit of help with other teams, you know, getting reliability issues, and that will be great for us. But we, at this current moment in time, just want to fight back from last weekend's disappointing one. You're probably, Joe, going to get a similar reply from everyone else, seeing as they just like to copy and paste what I say.
We'll try anyway. So, Matthew.
Well, the aim for this weekend is to make sure that both cars actually finish the race, not just one. And if we have a good weekend, a good weekend in my eyes for this race is both cars in the top 8. I mean, and Rosberg's a faster driver than Montoya, in my opinion. So we're hoping for Rosberg to near enough be in the top 5, somewhere around there, and Montoya to do well and actually finish the race this time.
Okay, Robert Hunter.
Well, I want. You can believe that I can get a 1-2. I don't believe I can get a 1-2. I think the target is to be the second quickest car behind the Etiads again. And if they run into some trouble, like they did in Brazil, be the team that can capitalise on them. Like be behind the Etiads. And if they hit problems, just be there to take the win.
Okay, James.
Well, the real target is to not break down or retire. Because that's all been happening. Just to get into the points. It don't matter if it's low points, just get into the points and finish. Straight at the target.
Okay.
That would be nice though.
Okay, George.
I'm hoping that both cars will be able to finish the race, and hopefully one of them in the top 10 maybe with the upgrade that we're carrying for this race, I think.
Okay, and finally Robert Ionescu.
Well, alright. Well, thanks to our result in Brazil, we're now third in constructors, and I think it's a good, as I said before, our main goal is to get both cars in the points, but like Brazil, I think we can challenge the orange racing cars again and hopefully beat them. And I really believe we can challenge Vettel and perhaps even the AMPs. I think for the season, I think it's a great deal for. I think we have a real chance of finishing thirds in the constructors at the end, and we're gonna try get.
Okay, thank you very much.